Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Leadership Chronicles. I'm your host, Angel, and today we're diving into something that's been on my mind for a while: leadership. But not just the I've got it all figured out type of leadership. I'm talking more about the real, raw, sometimes messy leadership where I feel like I'm fumbling through. Today, we're going to talk about the responsibilities, the doubt, and the moments when I've asked myself if I'm even cut out for this. So buckle up because we're going to get real. Now, to start off, I want to talk about what leadership is to me. Leadership to me is a lot like finding a light in the dark. And I'm not talking about a flashlight or one of those little lighters you use when you're out camping and need to spark up a marshmallow. Nah, I'm talking about a big light, a beacon of hope, a vision for something bigger than yourself that can light up the world. And as a leader, you're supposed to move toward that light, right? But here's the kicker: you can't force this light onto others. You can't just be like, here, follow my light. It's got to be something they see. It's got to be something that they can feel. And then they have to believe in it too. If they don't, you can shine all day, but they're not going to follow. Now, imagine trying to get someone to follow you into a pitch black cave, right? That's not going to happen unless they see something guiding them out. Now, in my experience, I've had a few leadership roles in my time. Nothing crazy, but still a little something here and there. First, I was the grade level rep at my old school. You know, the dude that organizes meetings, keeps everyone updated. Basically, the kind of like the hall monitor for teachers. And honestly, I didn't even think much about it. I was just doing my thing, trying to not screw up too badly. Then I moved into being a facilitator at district PLCs. A PLC is a professional learning community. And that was my first time I actually felt some real responsibility, because now I had to work with teachers in my subject area. My subject area was ELA, so I had to work with other teachers in that same area. And we would talk about like assessments that we would be having our kids take, the curriculum, our students are doing, how we're doing, what teaching strategies we've been implementing, what's been working, what's not been working, all with the focus of how can we make our practice more effective for our students. And I didn't think of myself as a leader. Even through that position, I was more like a guy just trying to get by, hoping no one noticed when I messed up. And let me tell you, being a leader was scarier than I expected. The responsibility, dude, it hit me hard. I'd always been the kind of guy who kind of let things slide, empathetic, no grudges, just trying to keep the peace. A friend of mine once said it seemed like if someone slapped me, I'd be the guy who'd be like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Yeah, bro. That's what I've been working with. But now I want more. I want to be more responsible. I want to be a better leader, not just for myself, but for the people I've been entrusted with, or I am entrusted with. And let me tell you, that's been hard, especially with my students. Conflict resolution, dude. That's a whole other animal. Now, the strive to wanting to be a leader leads on to something else, and that's the fear of leadership. Honestly, there are days when I just want to put my head down and hide from my responsibilities. When I doubt myself, I shy away from making decisions. I'm like that kid in class who, when the teacher asks a question, just hopes they don't call on them. I avoid being the one to step up, and let me tell you, I hate that feeling. It eats at me because I feel weak, like I'm failing. And that right there, I don't want that. I don't want to feel like that little version of myself who just didn't step up. And these are the things I do to overcome that, or what I've done that's helped me. When I start to spiral, when the doubt hits and I feel like I'm about to cave in, I do the one thing I know I need to do. I talk to God. And I'm not perfect at it. Let's be real. I don't pray as much as I should. But when I do, when I lay it all down, I feel a shift. That's when I start to feel a little stronger, a little clearer. It's kind of like giving up my human flawed identity and embracing the strength He's giving me. It's that moment when I realize, okay, hey, I can handle this. And that leads to something else. That leads to the struggles of being assertive. Man, the struggle is real when it comes to being assertive. For some reason, I find it hard to be the guy who just says, this is how it is. Because I want everyone to feel heard. I want everyone's opinion to matter. But that ends up backfiring sometimes. I tend to hand the choices over to others just to avoid being the one who makes a tough call. But here's the thing, leadership requires tough calls. And sometimes I just have to be that guy, I have to be the bad guy. But guess what? I hate that. The guilt that comes with making someone feel bad, even when it's for their own good, it's like a slow burn in my stomach. And man, I don't even know if that's normal. And I don't know. It makes me wonder. It makes me ask myself, am I just too soft? That's a question for a whole nother episode, I think. So there's something else also that helps me with this, and that's having a role model in leadership. Now, I've got a mentor right now who has been showing me what. I gotta pause right here. Mentor. Do I need the other person's consent for him to be my mentor? Is that a thing? Does that need to be consensual? Hold up. Let me Google this really quickly. Do I need other person's consent for them to be my mentor? Oh, yes, I do need their consent. Yes, you need the explicit consent of someone to be your mentor. Poor choice of words. I should have said, I have someone right now that is a friend that is showing me what real leadership looks like. And I can't even tell you how much this guy has changed my perspective. He is the kind of leader who's both human and holy. Like, if you can merge the perfect balance of strength and kindness, it's him. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful every day for getting to learn from him. He's the one who makes me realize that leadership is not about being in charge. It's about serving. It's about being present. And it's about leading with humility. But honestly, sometimes I wonder, is it weird? Is it weird that I look up to him so much? Like, is it normal to love and respect a coworker this much? Not in a creepy way, of course, but more in a like, wow, I want to be like this guy kind of way, And well, having a role model helps out when thinking about the future, right? So here's the thing: even with all the doubt and all the struggles, I want to be a great leader. I want to be a great leader, just like my friend. I want to be known for being authentic. I want to be known for being transparent. And I want to stand in my truth. I want to be unapologetic about who I am, and I want to lead by example. And most of all, I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to be the type of leader. I want to be the type of leader who helps people, not just by giving them answers, but by walking alongside them. And I want that for me too. I want to be the man God intended me to be. Well, that's it for today's episode, but thank you guys for hanging out with me while I talk through all this. I'm still learning, still growing, but I know one thing for sure: I'm not doing this alone. And if you're out there feeling the same way, remember, you are not alone either. We are all in this together. So please stay faithful, Stay strong and stay true to the leader that you are becoming. Until next time, this is the Leadership Chronicles. God bless you guys.
Echoes on the block where the legends once tread, caminando con el cielo where the angels are fed. Hustle with the saints, bending halos round the grind. Faith in my pocket, dollar bills in my mind. Dios mío, I'm calling, bend my crooked spine. Your light on my shadow, turn my water into wine. A requinto strum, every note's divine. Sigue el ritmo del barrio intertwine.
Trap beats, hugging prayers that rise with the smoke. Behind every corner where the gospel spoke. Broken hearts mending, faith the homie revoked. Requinto whispers every lie they choked.
Mi vida's like a corrido, tales tough but real. Chasing salvation, my wounds start to heal. Rooters of forgiveness roll steady and slow. The past is a narcotic, but grace makes me grow. Mío, I'm calling, bend my crooked spine. Your light on my shadow, turn my water into wine. A requinto strum, every note's divine. Sigue el ritmo del barrio intertwine. Candles on the altar of Los Sueños crossed. Blood, sweat, and tears for the innocents lost. Trap beats, echo prayers through alleys of the night. Cada paso, Dios, I chase holy light. Candles on the altar of Los Sueños crossed. Blood, sweat, and tears for the innocents lost. Trap beats, echo prayers through alleys of the night. Cada paso, Dios, I chase holy light. Candles on the altar of Los Sueños crossed. Blood, sweat, and tears for the innocents lost. Trap beats, echo prayers through alleys of the night. Cada paso, Dios, I chase holy light.